It was a quiet day at the supermarket at Gray Street. 6 a.m., 2 hours from opening, and the workers were starting to come in from their shift. Tired, unhappy, they slinked in like a defeated cat which just lost a major fight. They had no wish to work this early, but the boss insisted, and none of them could afford to lose their jobs. They often came in from the worst parts of town, and even with this job, they could barely afford the rent. Many were illegal, and this store was the only place where they can get a job, since the boss didn't ask any questions. The boss was a mean man. None of the employers called him by his real name or even knew it. Instead, they called him the boss, or behind his back, El Diablo, the devil. He got his name not only from his attitude. He was partly a big man, big and burly. He had a huge stallion-like mustache that covered a good part of his face, hiding his lips. His hair was an unruly mop, dark as night, that hung down unruly on his head. His 6'3" stature gave him a height advantage over most everyone in the store, making him the unquestionable authority. Oh, how they did hate him. He ran the store with an iron hand, firing anyone whom he did not like. Workers were forced to work the whole day with only 5 minutes to eat lunch. He would gladly slash the pay of someone who was caught sitting for even a second, or who dropped the product, making it unsellable. He often made workers hand over a part of their wages, to make sure he didn't report them as illegals. Everyone knew he had friends in high places, and if you messed with him, you're most likely not seen again. He had a group of workers, or enforcers as they were called, who reported directly to him and let him know what was going on within the store. Their system of informers was so elaborate that workers were scared to talk in the bathroom in fear of being overheard. They had spies everywhere, and no one ever knew who was your friend who was working for the boss. People often referred to him as the KGB or Gestapo behind their back. As cruel as that seems, workers often felt that they were living in a world where they had very little freedom. This lack of freedom extended outside. One worker once said, "I left the USSR because I couldn't live with the fear anymore. I left the USSR to find out that I've actually returned to it." The man was found in a river 5 days later. The police ruled it a suicide, but they all knew better. Fear did not stop them, though, from meeting and talking about what they were going to do about their current situation. They couldn't go to the police, since they feared repercussion, and because the police would never help illegals. They couldn't continue to live like this, either. They finally decided to drive the boss out of the shop. After they succeeded chasing the boss out of the store, they set up a committee to run the day-to-day business. Things soon started to go downhill from there. The store was in chaos. The food wasn't on the shelf, customers were being helped, and the workers were getting greedy and taking money that didn't belong to them. They even went on strike. Finally fed up, they realized that no matter how much they hated it, they needed someone to be an overseer. So they hired a new boss, but with a condition, that they had the right to voice concerns and fire him if he started to abuse his power. The new boss soon took over, and things started to get back to normal. The workers enjoyed a new degree of freedom, yet work was still getting done on time and in a quick and professional manner. The workers realized that though they hated authority, sometimes it was needed because nothing good comes out of chaos.